you're going to find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So you're in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races. Only
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haight deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
But I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the out pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Oh, Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed more and forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's just like trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
coming down.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Look at Tyson! Haven't got it!
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome back to the BSC Hole in the Wall 171, presented by Alex Witt, sponsored by the Killer Brownie Company here at Darlington Raceway. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Kenton Sportak here, the man with all the knowledge regarding the tracks itself. This evening's race, as say, is sponsored by the Killer Brownie Company. Please go and check them out in the description below. killerbrownie.com and get your hands on some killer brownies here this evening. That will be absolutely amazing. 22 cars on track for Darlington, and well, what can we say about Darlington? Well, one man that can tell us everything about Darlington will be Kenton Sportak. Kenton, welcome into the booth there, sir. How are you?
Doing well, staying out of trouble, and got a nice fresh haircut. Ooh, so we're good to go for today.
Can't hear him. You lot might be able to hear him, but I can't hear him. Why could I not hear Kenton? Oh, this is interesting, considering just a minute ago I did hear him perfectly fine.
I'm not sure what happened. Oh, no.
Okay, can't hear Kenton at all on that one. Guys, let me know if you can hear Kenton at home. Clearly, if I can't, there's something severely wrong here, because I kind of need to hear him here as well. Let's see if that's going to make any bit of difference. Kenton, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine, yeah.
We can hear both of you. Oh, well, that's nice. I can't hear him. Oh, well, this could be fun.
Yeah. I can hear
Why
him.
Can't I
he
hear
can.
Him? Very bizarre there. Very bizarre indeed. You can hear him at home, but I can't hear him here in the booth. Well, this is a new one. Yeah. Okay, well, we will try and resolve some technical issues. Give us 2 seconds here, guys, and bear with us while I try and resolve why all of a sudden I can't hear him when I could hear him literally 5 minutes ago. So bear with us 2 seconds, guys, and we will basically try and sort this out. Kenton, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, he can hear, I can... No, I still can't hear him. Very strange. 2 seconds, guys. We'll be back very, very shortly. Right, guys, I think we're back now. I can hear Kenton. Sorry, Kenton, about that, dear sir. I'm not entirely sure what went on there. All of a sudden, you were gone out my ear hole, which is never good when it's only me and you in the booth. Right, tell us about Darlington, because we are obviously going into qualifying. We've got about 3 minutes left. So, Darlington today should be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, Darlington, it's a very interesting track. It does have your wide corner down to a very narrow corner. Every corner set, so turns 1 and 2, turns 3 and 4, have a differing banking. The straight, front and back, also different banking. So you're looking at in turns 1 and 2, you've got about 25 degrees. In turns 3 and 4, you're looking at 23. The front straight is 3 and the back straight is 2. So it's very technical in a lot of ways, and it's a track that's really hard to set your car up for, because obviously you want a car that can hold its speed really well going around, the turns 1 and 2, because it's that really long corner. Whereas turn 3 and 4, it's very sharp, and you have to have a car that can really turn in and get the nose turned in so you can make the corner without having any issues. So it's a really tricky track, not only in setting the car up, but also driving it. Coming out of turn 2, it gets to getting from 25 to 3, or 25 to 2. It can be tricky if you get on the throttle a little early. We've seen it a few times in practice, cars sliding down and going into the wall on the inside as the back end just kicks on them as they get a little loose coming out of the corner. Whereas going into or coming out of turns 3 and 4, the issue is making sure you don't get on the throttle too early mid-corner. That way you're not carrying too much speed and drifting up and getting kind of loose and leading yourself up into the corner. So they're very different corners and very differing ways that you have to deal with those corners. But it's very interesting, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch how these guys kind of deal with it.
Well, okay. Well, last time out, don't forget, in North Wilkesboro, we did have 18 cautions, and that was won in the end by Norberg. Matthew Norberg taking a victory with Alex Witt and Rodney Roberts. Now, I'm hoping we don't get 18 today, right? Because, it's going to be a long one here otherwise, but we have got 125 laps. There is a chance that this could be a little bit of a caution fest race, and we really kind of don't want to see that here from Darlington. 1 line or 2 lines, what do you think? Because obviously we were talking in the green room beforehand, and obviously we said about the dotted line that you can see in the top part of your picture there as well. Below the dotted line leads onto the apron. Now, it's quite a wide apron here. Do we think we're going to see people chancing 2 or 3 wide, or do we think they are just going to run singles file to the right of that line?
For the most part, I think it's going to shake down into single file, as long as we don't have kind of the caution filled experience we had last week, and cars are allowed to kind of settle in and get into a rhythm. I think for the most part it will be in that sort of single file line, unless they're trying to pass or incidents or anything like that. The apron is very wide, so there's lots of runoff. If you do get loose, you can kind of maneuver your way out of the way, or if they come down into the wall, there's a lot of space for other cars to get by them. The bigger concern, though, is going to be if trying to overcorrect if you do touch down into that apron and kicking straight back up the track, because there is not a lot of space on the above the apron for other drivers to get by you. So it could get a little interesting if that starts happening, but for the most part, it'll be hopefully fairly clean.
Okay, well, here is the grid. Alex Witt is out in first with Dan Michael second, Andrew Williams in third, Christian Strada in fourth, Noel Jackowitz fifth, Hunter Carlson 6th, Devon Collicott in 7th, Nicholas Stockner in 8th, Calvin Ross 9th, Zach Lewis in 10th, Selena Thompson in 11th, and Matthew Norberg down in 12th place at the moment. Cody Sharp 13th, Chi Kuba 14th, TJ Spainhour 15th, Joshua Kuhn 16th, Rob Sizemore 17th, Jordan Malcolm 18th, Anthony Radel 19th, Andrew Onquist 20th, Cody Kern 21st, and Joshua Keefe in 22nd, and Ria Subra is down in 23rd place. Dead last there for Ria. And been in YouTube chat, why do I always choke quali? And this isn't going to bode well for our confidence level here, Kenton. With Jordan Malcolm, I think tonight we're threatening the 18.
Jordan Malcolm, if you guys get 18, I'm going to be very unhappy.
I will be. I'll be very tired by this point. I'm not going to lie, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm hoping we don't get anywhere near that. Spitz, go Cheek, go. Yeah, Chikuba is in 14th. I would normally worry about qualifying, to be honest, but I've learned that over this period of time, during a NASCAR race, there's really no need, because of the fact that we have seen the guy down in last win the race, and we have seen the guy in first come finish in last. So it really doesn't make a blind bit of difference where you qualify. It's on how your race pace is and whether or not you're going to be able to get to the end. That's got to be the important thing, isn't it? Getting to the end of the race, Kenton. That's their goal. That's their main mission, and trying to do it as cleanly as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, we have 125 laps. If you're in last place to start, it means pretty much nothing, because you have a lot of time to make that up, and one caution can change the entirety of the race, right? So it's all going to come down to just survival, and if you're able to do so cleanly, that's all you're going to have to worry about, and making sure you sort of run through your own races smartly.
Smartly?
Basically. Yeah.
You make it sound easy.
Yeah. I mean, I just ran Daytona earlier today and was taken out by someone who didn't realize that, hey, car plus wall equals bad. So you never know.
Car, I love that. Car plus wall equals bad. It always did in my day, to be honest with you as well, sir. Never a good idea to put the car in the wall, and never a good idea to bring it back across the middle of the track. Sound Synth 5000, you can do it. Well, let's hope we can, and let's hope we don't get near the 18. We're under starters orders. Barney's right arm is waving, ready to go here for the hole in the wall. 171 from Darlington, presented by Alex Witt, sponsored by the Killer Brownage Company. And once again, we are up and running, and we are green here as well. We have two lines running at the moment. We are expecting this to settle down. Alex with Andrew, no, there's down Michael in the wall already. Slight touch there with Andrew Williams, and unfortunately he's run along that outside wall. I'm worried here, right? And I'm worried because of this reason. If you look to the right of that dotted line, there is not much room. Now, that's why I said to you earlier on, are they going to run below that white line, or are they going to run above it? Because if they're constantly going to be above it, there's not going to be a lot of room for a lot of anything else here. Selena Thompson there as well. You can see the number 10 car of Selena going up into the wall. Somebody's dropped down on the inside. That's Hunter Carlson here, Kenton. It's all going off me very early on here, and I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah, it's already looking a little concerning, but yeah, you're not going to be wanting to run below that dotted line on the corners, and strictly just because that's where the banking kind of ends. Like you can see it kind of the sharp drop off that you get to pretty much flat right away after that bank, after the dotted line in the corners there. So if you go in to a corner and drop down below that, you run a high risk of getting very loose, the car coming unsettled, and sending yourself up into a wall. It also isn't going to help a lot of the marbling that will occur. So the tires, as they wear, they rub off and send themselves, kind of rolls down into those kind of positions. So it's all going to be smart to stay ahead, or above that, but it's going to be very hard. If someone gets a little squirrely, it might get a big collision, a big set of collisions very quickly.
Well, it's a little bit worrying. We've got Rhea Subra in the wall. We've got in the pit, sorry. We've got Nick Stockner, who's already a lap down. I do like Mr. Spainhour Senior there as well. Is the number 5 car going to take everyone out tonight? Well, as we saw, poor old Nicholas Stockner last week did get caught up in quite a lot of incidents. I've got to be honest, I wrote his name down quite a few times on my piece of paper. But at the moment, Andrew Williams, Alex Witt is ahead of the field with Noel Jackowitz down, Michael Christian Strada, Matthew Norberg. We've also got Zach Lewis down here as well as Rhea comes out of the pit. Zach Lewis chasing down Selena Thompson, who is also doing a stellar job with G. Cuba, Cody Sharp and TJ Spainhour. He is in the Busby's livery, is Terry. He's not back in his Kelly serviced his livery just yet here as he supports his Busby B Crafts, which is, of course, Mama Spainhour's business. So you can, I'm sure if you Google that or it's on Facebook, you can go and check it out. But unfortunately, it looks like Cody Sharp has dropped to the infield here as well. And TJ Spainhour fighting his way and still managing to stay in 11th place at the moment, +4. Now, are we going to worry as he's just going around the high line of Chikuba there? Nearly. Are we going to worry too much about positions at this moment in time? You know, we're 7 laps in at the moment. Am I sitting here thinking, right, Andrew Williams, Alex Witt going to run away with it? Or am I sitting here thinking that the likes of Calvin Ross, who's sitting down in 17th with Anthony Radel, Cody Kern, Joshua B. Keefe, and Rob Sizemore, have they got an opportunity as well? It's a very tough track to sit back and go, Alex Witt's going to get this, because he might not. Jordan Malcolm's just going down onto the inside as well, and he's dropped all the way down into 19th place as Jordan Malcolm, so he's clearly had a bit of an issue and got a little bit squirrely. But for the guys up front, no such dramas. But am I going to worry this early on that these guys are going to go round?
If it stays green, yes, but with how it's been so far and a lot of swerving, a lot of wall banging and some door banging and stuff like that, based on that, I don't think they're going to be able to run away with it, strictly just because any sort of caution flag is going to tighten that field up very fast. So if it is end up green, I think this front group is going to pull away. The front 6, it looks like, are all within 2 seconds of each other, so it's quite tight there. After that, it kind of drops off, and these, you can see it's not an easy track, so they're going to be able to pull away, but it's going to be, again, a case of who stays clean and who's got paint on that right side by the end of the race, it seems like.
Why aren't they running below the apron? Now, for me, the shortest route is below the white lines, right? So why are they not running below the white line?
For a couple of reasons. One, you can see like right below that line, I think it's the first, as we get our first caution, I think it's in turn 1, and turn 1 it looks like there's an incident there.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony Radel and Joshua Kuhn. Yep, Kuhn goes across. Jordan Malcolm's also involved in this as well. I've got a funny feeling that's why Jordan Malcolm and Joshua Kuhn there. Rob Sizemore is also in the mix as well. Did he get caught up in the rest of it? Yep, Sizemore, you can see, is the one that goes across. Anthony Radel comes back, and then here comes Jordan Malcolm and Keith there as well. So caution number 1 is out on lap 10. So unfortunately, we made 10 laps here before Radel and Kuhn had to come in together. And unfortunately, that also involved Jordan Malcolm and Rob Sizemore. So, 4-car pile-up ride at the beginning here, Kenton, on lap 10.
Yeah, and that's going to be kind of the way this track is. It is very tricky. Those corners are a little dicey, and you can sort of see it as they come around turn 1 here of why you don't want to go down on below that dotted line. Is it goes from very high banking to almost no banking very fast, and if you're partial on that, you're going to just run way too much of a risk of it getting unsettled, not holding on properly, and spinning out. If you do manage to get all the way down below it safely, rejoining into a banked section is going to be very hard to do as well. So it's too high of a risk, not nearly enough of a reward to try and pull that off. So I wouldn't, unless you absolutely have to. And other than that, it'd be a little sketchy outside of that.
Well, we got Ria in YouTube chat. I'm going to scream. Why did I overcorrect? I wasted my front right on a cold tire incident, and now I'm sitting because I snapped the wheel when I would have been fine doing nothing. The Darlington stripe, the upper line is the fastest, says Spainhour Senior. So there we go. We've just seen Nicholas Stockner get his lap back. So Nick Stockner is on the lead lap now. We've got Selena Thompson, Josh Keefe, Nicholas Stockner, Anthony Radel, Rob Sizemore, Joshua Kuhn, Jordan Malcolm, and Rio Subra, who is just about to be leaving the pits there. We've got no Andrew Almquist. He did register for the session, but is not in the race. Okay. Okay, right. We've seen it before. Caution breeds cautions, right? We don't want to leak cautions like North Wilkesboro. I think the most amount of laps we went was like 18 or 28 or something green before we just had caution after that. Maximum about 7 laps. We've gone 10 here. I'm a little bit worried already that this could be a 13, 26, 39, so on and so forth, cautioned race before we get to the 125 here.
I don't want to say that that's a good chance because I really don't want to see that. But unfortunately, it could be a possibility. And I mean, like I said, this track, it doesn't cater itself to mistakes. You have a lot of issues that can happen very fast, and you have a lot of issues that can happen quickly and very little room to maneuver to avoid those incidents. So you have to be careful, and I mean, laying back instead of trying to force a move is going to be the best move, because you're just gonna save yourself in the long run. If you try and force something on a corner, you run the risk of getting clipped or hitting someone else, bumping into the wall, and then all of a sudden your front wheel is sitting next to you in the chair. So it's not what you want.
No, definitely not. These guys come around, the pace car lights are off, so we are going to be up and running after the first caution. Of course, we've got everybody back on track. Ria Subra is about 5 laps down on everybody else at the moment here, but she is still running, which is good. Obviously, if we're going to get a caution fest race, then 5 laps are going to come back to her very, very quickly, but the pace car is in. Alex Witt, Andrew Williams once more. Are we going to be up and running? Are we going to be green? Is it going to be racing? Can we get past more than 10 laps? Well, time's going to be telling right about now, and we are back up and running once more already. Andrew Williams has managed to hold on to the lead with Alex Witt and Dan Michael tucked up right behind him as well there. A stellar job from both of these guys. They've managed to get away with Dan Michael jumping, Noel Jakowicz, Christian Strada, Matthew Norberg running side by side currently at the moment. G. Cooper making positions on that inside lane there as well. And G running right next to the road. She's got right next to the line. She's got the 15 of Cody Sharp, who has just been tapped into the wall there. Jordan Malcolm is, of course, about a lap down at the moment. So Jordan Malcolm could probably do with another caution to get up and running here, Kenton, because at the moment, there's a few drivers that could probably do with them, as Kuhn and Malcolm and Sizemore and Subra are all laps down.
Yeah, and getting laps back, I mean, you're praying for cautions, even if we aren't, as that's just going to help you in the long run, right? You're going to just be able to kind of get that lucky dog, get the wave around, things like that, especially for those who have actually spent some solid time in the pit lane. So Rhea, with her, she's going to be able to kind of utilize the fact that, okay, say another caution comes out in 6 to 10 laps. Well, she's been in the pits. She doesn't have to worry about that. Now she doesn't have to go into the pits when everyone else does. That could get her the wave around, and then she gets to just go around for free, not have to worry about lucky dog and stuff like that, which she might not get because someone who was lapped since her, sort of thing. So there's a lot of ways you can get your spaces back and things like that, but it's all going to come down to just being smart and keeping the car going forward.
Well, we're on the right front of Andrew Williams here, and you can see just how close they are getting to the wall on that exit out of turn 4 before they start going on the run down the start-finish straight. He's going to come up high and wide as well here for Andrew Williams, and at the moment they're doing a stellar job once more trying to hold these cars back. Ria Subra is running around the inside. Now, there has been, she's had a unfortunate crash, so what has Ria Subra been up to? And was this on her own? It was on her own. Ouch. Yeah.
Was that her earlier crash, or is that the new?
That's a new one.
Yeah. And I think she's got a meatball for that. So she'll have to spend some more time
Hitting the bits.
hanging out with her pit crew.
Yeah, getting a cup of tea or coming to hang out at YouTube chat. One of the two. Further down, we got Josh Keefe and Nicholas Stottner and Cody Kern. And, of course, from Stottner's point of view, he kind of wants to avoid what happened last week. I think Kenton would probably be a safe bet with Nicholas Stottner.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think he even got a couple of talking tos in terms of rules and stuff like that. So I'm assuming he's more than likely going to want him to have himself a fairly clean race as best he can. And obviously, there are still incidents you're just not going to be able to do anything about. And obviously, he can't do anything there. So it's going to come down to just staying clean and having a good race, keeping yourself out of trouble as best you can. Though it looks like whoever, I think that's Zach Lewis, is just dropping. I don't know what happened there. I think he got contact with the wall. And yeah, it was going fairly slowly. I just saw a number just dropping very quickly, and I was like, oh, something went wrong somewhere.
Yep. There was penalties handed out last week. Nicholas Stottner was the main one for it. There was quite a few for him. Calvin Ross got one, Cody Kern got one, and Rodney Roberts got one as well. So, yeah, there's 3 drivers or 4 drivers there that's going to have to try and up their game a little bit on their driving standards. For Matthew Norberg, no such problem at the moment. He is chasing down Noel Jackowitz, running the inner line of the 2, and there ain't a lot out there, trust me. So this for Matthew Norberg, he's just got to kind of settle in, stay with Jackowitz as best he possibly can, hasn't he, really? I just find looking at the track like this, making moves so much more difficult. You know, you haven't got a lot of room. They've got 3 lanes, which is great. And I love the fact that there's 3 lanes there, but you're very rarely going to run the 3 lanes, partly because you haven't got a lot of room while running the 3 lanes.
Yeah, and I mean, 3 lanes is fairly generous. Maybe like the straightaways, you definitely will have that little bit extra space. But going around those corners, just because of how the walls almost suck you in if you're too close to them, you basically have 2 lanes. And trying to run up against the wall is going to just cause a whole other bundle of problems. And if you go too low, you're obviously going to have issues. So trying to go side by side in the corners is not the easiest task. It's going to be very important that if you're going to try and make a move, you kind of want to have a great exit and pass them on the straightaway, as kind of Norberg's looking to do here. Is he was able to do that, and I think it looked like Noel made a little bit of contact with the wall going into that corner as he drops a little bit below there. Thankfully, in that mid corner area, you can kind of get away with it as it kind of sort of flattens. It's almost like 2 humps going through the 2 corners there. Yeah, and then get a great exit and just hope you can kind of get past before getting into the next corner.
Well, we are 11 laps in to the run at the moment, and we've got Norberg, Jackowitz, Michael. Then we've got Spainauer, who is running side by side with Calvin Ross. And then we've got Joshua Keefe and Selena Thompson there. Rhea Subra is back in YouTube chat. I wish I knew this was going to be at night. I'm going feral on cold tyres. Take it easy for the first couple of laps, I guess, Kenton. Is that probably the way of the world?
On cold tires? Yep. Yeah, it is tricky. Yeah, cold tires are always a very fun time, as they can cause a whole lot of problems. And yeah, I was like, oh, was it not on the schedule? And yeah, they didn't put a little moon beside the race. So that's fair. That's fair. I was like, I thought they did that. Yep, they do. And nope, they forgot on that one. So that's unfortunate, but it does take longer to heat up tires, because I actually be curious on the temperature going on right now. It's probably not super warm for them. It being, I believe we're in North Carolina.
Yeah,
23.
Degrees.
Yeah, so track temperature is pretty chilly. You're not getting a lot of heat in those tires very quickly. It's going to take a little bit of time, and of course you don't really get a lot of time because it's a long corner and then that super sharp tight corner and a little wiggly, and that's a problem.
Yeah, Dan Michaels tucked up right behind Noel Jackowitz here as well as they go across the line for lap 30. A stellar job from all of these guys. They are managing to keep it on track, which is absolutely incredible. as some have succumbed already, should we say, to the pressures of Darlington. No, they have not stuck a moon next to it either. Stage break at lap 60, 3 sets of tyres and 45% fuel. Next week, we are off to the road circuit of Watkins Glen.
Just for you.
Oh, don't. You know what I mean? Don't. It's just not even, no. Selena Thompson has had an incident. The yellow did not come out for what Selena got up to. But Thompson here kind of, almost. Whoa, oh. Well, that's one way of avoiding the wall there, Kenton, I think, for Selena Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you can keep it out of the wall, do what you need to do, sort of thing. If you get lucky, and you don't do too much damage, it's always a bonus. So, but it looked like a little bit of a bump on the rear right side there. She kind of clipped the wall coming down, but hopefully she's able to keep it moving forward.
Yeah, well, I have got inside information from our man in the pit, of course. The race was moved tonight because the practices everyone was doing were very icy. The switch to tonight was made to lessen yellows. So there
Fair
we
enough.
go. Now,
Yeah, I think she said it in chat here. Yeah, they're just stay colder longer, doesn't come up to temperature as fast, and that's kind of the understanded thing when it comes to tires. Is colder at nighttime, it's always a little dicier. As you'll see it in F1, you'll see it in any race. If it's at night or in a colder area, it tends to be a lot harder to get tires up to temperature, barring some situations. Like if you're looking at
Alex
it goes.
decide, sir, decide, because that decision needed to be made sooner. William Strada, Norberg, Collicott, Ross is in as well, but for Alex Witt, he nearly ended up in the water barrels there, sir, didn't he? Right before that, he needs to make that choice a little bit earlier for Alex Witt.
Yeah, that was definitely a little interesting. Kind of scary if you're Alex Witt. I think it was a little bit of a issue of the driver right behind him beside him there, making it hard to get himself down without running the risk of making a collision. So go for the extra lap. And I mean, right now he's now going in by him, like ahead of the group, and he can hop on in and get on some new tires and get back out and get some fuel without having as many issues, hopefully.
At the moment, though, Nicholas Stockner is out in front. He pitted on lap 12. Hasn't pitted again here and is doing an absolutely stellar job. What do we think on tyres, the tyre deck, though? Because obviously we've been to some tracks this season, I should say, which are very, very hard on tyres, and we've been to some that aren't very hard on tyres. What are we expecting Darlington to produce for us on that one?
I'd say it's going to lean a little to the higher tire degradation end of things. I don't think it'll be quite as aggressive as last week in North Wilkesboro on those tires, but it's definitely not going to be friendly to them. That tighter corner in turns 3 and 4 obviously are going to add a little bit of a interesting kind of wrinkle to the tire wear, whereas as Selena Thompson introduces the wall again, and then the longer corner, obviously trying to do what you can, but it's all going to be throttle and input control. If you're getting on it too aggressively or anything like that, that's going to make a lot bigger issues for you. So just being smooth and being smart and trying to salvage as much tire wear as you can throughout the race. If you're able to push that a little bit longer, things can work out in your favor. As we watch Jordan Malcolm, the master of pushing it just a little longer.
Yeah, Jordan Malcolm, he is kind of the king of fuel here, king of tyres. We got a yellow flag that is due to Rob Sizemore. Caution number 2. Again, coming off that high line. Oh, helped round by Calvin Ross. I believe that was as well. It was. So caution 2 is out. Are we going to see the rush again of people coming in? Because people have taken that chance and come in. And now the people that haven't come in, the likes of Stockner, the likes of Keith, Surely they're going to get a free pit stop, aren't they?
A little bit, but thankfully, like with how fast this track is, I mean, you're still doing it in 29 seconds. You're probably not going to be able to pull off anything too crazy where like you get a full free pit stop like you would in F1 where, you know, everyone's going to come in all kind of around the same time. You know, it's only a couple of these guys. Though Stockner has come in twice, it looks like. I think it says, yeah. I think only Keith's the only one who hasn't come in at all, and Anthony Radel went in early. So it's all gonna. You're getting a kind of a free pit stop, but at the same time, not really, because you're still run the risk of losing a lap anyway.
All right. Well, let's have our weekly chat to Mr. Armand Brusso here, of course.
Sorry.
What?
What was that?
That is a sound that plays every time I join a volume channel, and I never thought that would happen here, so I will turn that off next time.
Thank you very much. Welcome here, Mr. Brusso, sir. How are you?
I'm sure, all right. How are you?
I'm not bad. 2 cautions deep on lap 41. I can take that. You know what I mean? Because when we got one on 10 there, I was kind of a little bit worried. But these guys, this middle stint, or this second stint, I should say, has been all right so far.
I'm happy so far. Things could have gone worse, I think.
They definitely can. North Wilkesboro produced some penalties for certain drivers as well. Have you had quiet conversations with them drivers involved?
I have talked with everybody, yes. The only person who didn't show up this week was Rodney, so his EOL will take place next week, but I have talked with everybody. Hopefully people have learned their lesson.
Just explain to everybody what EOL is, please, Armand, just in case anybody's sitting there.
So an EOL means end of lap, so it just puts you at the very back of the line. So if you were in first place and you get an EOL, you are now in last place. So it's probably the lightest penalty we can give everybody. I mean, I know a track like Darlington's very track space reliant where you are to do well, but EOL is probably the lightest penalty we can get.
Right, okay. What are we hoping for here from Darlington then? Because, you know, we go on to a wonderful road course next week, and you know, we don't need to worry about how I feel about that one. But we are running Darlington this week. 2 cautions in. Do you think we're going to stay under 10?
I hope so. If things keep going like this and everything's fine, then I think we can do under 10. Hopefully things don't get... Once the field spreads out, it seems like everybody's doing a really good job of not killing each other. Green flag pit stops bunches some people up that probably shouldn't be near each other, and then bad things happen. But as long as people will take care of their tires and go easy and don't over throttle when they lose the car, I think we're in for an okay night.
All right, awesome stuff. And I'm going to put you on the spot now. Who's your prediction for the race win?
I'm gonna go with Alex because Alex loves this track, and the reason why this track is on the schedule is because of Alex, and he usually does really well here in official races, so I'll say Alex. That's the safe bet for my end.
Okay, well, fair play, Mr. Brusso, sir. Thank you very much for joining us, and maybe we'll catch up with you towards the end, but hopefully we might be green all the way.
Yes, sir, and I've already removed the sound thing, so don't be afraid to bring me back up here.
Hey, YouTube chat, we're happy about that. Spit said that was a banging song, sir. Dude, 10 out of 10. So, you know, most people like it.
Yeah, just if you don't know what's coming, it's abrupt.
Maybe I should have to get the UK national anthem or something when I enter into a chat room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
maybe.
Maybe. You take care, Armand Brusso, sir. Catch up
right,
with you soon.
Have a good rest of the night.
And you, man. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. We are just waiting for the field to sort themselves out at the moment. We're having a little bit of a jiggly and people are moving around as well. Permanent damage. I would have talked to my coach a bit more about night races. I just wasn't thinking about the tyres. Needed more time. Steph Pegg, welcome in. Hopefully we see a sub-5 caution race tonight. Well, yeah, we would have done, but you're not in it. So, you know, we hopefully will do. 5 cautions, Kenton. Are we optimistic?
I'm gonna go for it. I'm going full optimism. We're gonna have the stage break. And one more caution, and that'll be it.
Okay, stage break in 16 laps, of course. As we see Andrew Williams with Strada, with Stotner, with Radel, with Witt, Jakowitz, Collicott, Michael, Malcolm, and Ross. Your top 10. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we won't get a repeat. Surely we can't get a repeat at North Wilkesboro now. Because North Wilkesboro, by this point, we were 4 cautions deep. And we're only 2 here. So I'm optimistic. Stay with us, chat. I know it's a struggle at times to bear with us when we are under caution, but just stick with us. Come and have a chat with us. I don't bite. Kenton does only on the weekends. So you're safe for a minute. So there we go. Right, lights are off, I believe, on that pace car. They are. So we are going to be up and running for the third stint of this race from Darlington. The hole in the wall, 171. Presented by Alex Witt, sponsored by the Killer Brownie Company. And now it is all about Andrew Williams, Christian Strada getting away once more at the front of the field. And we are green up and running, green racing here as well. And now everybody's flying. Andrew Williams has got a jump and a half over Christian Strada. 4 tenths back for him. Stotner a further 4 tenths back. Alex Witt nearly a second back in 4th at the moment as he's got the back markers of the number 15. That's Cody Sharp in front of him, and also Chi Kuba. So Chi, keep out of the wall. There's a rush of cars coming here. This is going to be interesting, Kenton.
Yeah, it's and this is going to be kind of the downside. If you start making contact, and there's another caution there. It looks like on the straightaway by the front. Oh, in the back there, you can see it. Yep.
That's TJ.
I think that's Terry, yeah. Or TJ, he got connected with...
Josh.
Yeah, Joshua Cunha. He just got a little loose there, and then he kind of got bumped by, it looked like, I think that's Cody Kern, after he kind of lost it and had nowhere to go anymore.
Caution free on lap 43. Well... not quite what you said, Kenton.
Nope.
That's nice.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
We'll see. We'll see. Come on. Come on, boys and girls. Sorry, Andrew Williams. Let's go. Might have spoken too soon. Yes, another one. I know, Spitz. I love Rhea. She's blaming the fact that she didn't have a livery. This is all because I didn't have my livery. Well... that's a new one for me. Dang! Peggle's just cursed the race, says Spitz. It's more than possible. So, and there we go. All right. Okay, Kenton. Come on. What do we need to do now? We've got to get out of this caution leakage, right? And we've seen it, and then we leak, and then we leak, and then it's almost like we've had a water explosion in the kitchen, and we're just caution, 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 caution. Come on. What have they got to do?
Honestly, it's...
come on,
take that second. I know, I'm like, there's a couple different things you could really do, and it's the biggest one being is, yeah, just take that extra second before getting on the throttle. As odd as that sounds, these cars are moving so fast, a second seems like forever, but it's one of those... half second, kind of process. Take that little extra time to make that, push down on the throttle so you don't get a little squirrely. Because so far, for the most part, all the collisions are and the 3 cautions have been just caused by spin outs. It hasn't been, someone driving up or someone trying to drive through somebody or anything like that. It's been just a little unfortunate and, getting loose here and there happening to be a car there and things like that. So just being a little smoother on those throttle inputs is the biggest thing to kind of focus on.
Right. Let's hope. Spitz, yeah, the livery adds 300 horsepower and all-wheel drive. Well, maybe. James, the good thing about being out early? Well, you get to come and sit and chat to me. You know what I mean? There's still some sun on the sidewalk I could go and clean. This is very true. We had back to the UK sim racers conversation we had earlier on about elbow grease and stuff like that. It was a very bizarre conversation while the race was going on. Well, Okay, so they've got to go and settle down. They've got to think twice before they put the throttle on. Not so easy coming out of turn 3, though.
No, coming out of turn 3 and 4 there gets a little spicy because you're so tight on those corners. And the biggest thing, obviously, is not getting on the throttle too early in the mid corner. Because if you get on it too early coming out of the mid quarter, you end up drifting up into that wall, and then you have to either hit the brakes. If you hit the wall, especially if there's people behind you, it takes all of your speed and momentum out of the car so fast that the guys behind you end up having no opportunity other than trying to pretty much have to go through you. So it's a pretty tricky overall drive, but it's just, like I said, taking that half second to kind of maybe wait a little bit before you get on the throttle too aggressively.
Right, okay. Well, pace car lights are out, so we are going to be up and running once more. Anthony Rader's been into the pits. I think we've lost Rhea completely now. Rhea's just sitting in YouTube. She's like, nah, I've had enough. I'm just going to watch.
Yep.
It seems a lot easier at times, I'm not going to lie. But Williams, Strada, Witt, Stockner, Jackowitz, Collicott, Michael Norberg, Keith, Ross, Malcolm. Biggest gainer so far is Joshua Keith, up 13. Biggest loser is Hunter Carlson, down 10 at the moment, and a lap down for his troubles. So for Hunter Carlson, he's got a lot of work to do here as well. Everyone knows a good livery is the same as twin turbo, says Spitz in YouTube chat. Well, I probably could have done with a decent livery on the All-Star race. You know what I mean? That me and Kenton decided to enter, which didn't go very well for me. It went a little bit better for him. Right, up and running after the third caution. Here we go. Green flag racing is going to come to the BSC. We're going to go the next 75 laps without a single caution apart from stage break in 9 laps time. And we're up and running. Andrew Williams, Nicholas Stottner, Christian Strada. Oh, maybe not.
I was going to say, I saw Alex Witt go a little sideways there. And unfortunately, I think that was what caused that one. Didn't see if he got hit or if he just got squirrely, but that was...
Yeah, that was a lot there. Yeah. Poor Alex Witt, he didn't seem to be having a lot to do with that, and just unfortunately, he got... That was on his own, wasn't it?
It looks kind of like it was.
Let's see if I can go on behind him and have a look from the JPB chopper that's there.
Ooh, or did he get connected with the...
Jackowitz. I don't like reversing, but I might have to on this one because from Alex Witt's point of view there, I want to just go and see, did he get contact with Jackowitz? Was there contact from Jackowitz here? Because Witt is running very, very closely to Strada. If there was, it's going to be very minimal, isn't it?
I think it might even be netcode. I don't... it's hard to say. He might have gotten the bump and then tried to correct, or he felt it slide, and then unfortunately it was just too late at that point. And
Dan Michael went into him. Norberg went into him as well. Jordan Malcolm also terminated his right front there as well. And unfortunately for Alex Witt, he is the man on the scene of the caution number 4 on lap 52. They're starting to come thick and fast now, Kenton.
Yeah, we had a good run. We tried.
Yeah. I do love the fact that Seth Pegg is in YouTube chat. I might have made a mistake mentioning 5. Well, we're on 4. Stage break is in 7 laps, so that's going to take us to 5. Mind you, 4 forced cautions, 1 stage break caution. So technically from 60 to 125, which is 65 laps, they do have to go green for us to hit 5. I know Jordan Malcolm was in earlier on saying he thinks we're going to get close to the 18. Well, I hope not, because We're on 4, and that's 14 cautions here, Kenton, within the space of about 70 laps.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
I just no, I don't want it.
No, because we have beds to get to.
Yeah, I have pot roast that's been cooking all for like 6 hours. I can smell it. I want to eat it.
Well, maybe not tonight, eh? So let's see as well. Oh, welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much if you have joined us. Thank you for coming along. I do love our Tuesday nights NASCAR. There's a lot of people in here, and you do come and have some wonderful conversations here as well. Lydia, I did see you in earlier on. I wasn't ignoring you, I promise. So welcome in, Lydia. Thank you so much. You're obviously, TJ's other, probably the better half. Billy Mum's in here as well. Mama Spainhour. Welcome in, Mama Spainhour. Where's Mr. Brother? Where's Brad? I haven't seen Brad. You know you're getting used to the family when you know him by name, isn't it? You know what I mean? Just goes to show. We're getting fans, Kenton. Getting fans.
Oh yeah. I like fans.
I like fans. I might have to start, you know what I mean? We might have to go for a merch shop next and come up with some fancy livery or something. I don't know. All these fans.
Ooh, the JPB livery.
Yeah. JPB fan
with
livery.
or without your face?
Well, if you go with Calvin Ross, you're going to get my face as well. If you go with one that I have got on a car, which was an older one, you're probably not going to get it. But yeah. You never know. We might have to start doing hats or something. You know what I mean? And T-shirts and hoodies and making them look all gorgeous. I don't know. I'm just waffling on.
I'd be down.
I'd be down.
I'd wear one.
I'd wear one too. I already wear one from the Sunday Drive Racing League, who made one for the end of last season. And they were like, James, we've made you a T-shirt. And I was like, ooh, have you? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And mind you, I do wear it when I do their league on a Tuesday. Saying that, I was up at 4 o'clock this morning doing their broadcast at 5. But here we go. Anyway, after the 4th caution, we are going to be up and running. Caution number 4 is coming to an end. Stage break in 5 laps. Come on, boys and ladies and gentlemen. We can get there as well. I don't want to say boys and girls because I feel very patronising because these are all adults, of course. But at the moment, Andrew Williams is nailing these starts again, and he's away every single time.
Yeah, he seems to have taken up where Alex Witt is no longer there.
Okay, dokie, let's have a look. We're looking at the 10 of Selena Thompson. I've got a funny feeling there may have been a checkup on Anthony Radel. And is Selena gonna get loose? And she does.
Oh, and Chi does ahead too.
Yeah, Chi and Selena. Oh, that's the 23. He's gonna take a bump. Oh, he did into the wall.
Looks like
a netcode bump. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, that was a netcode bump too.
Yeah, Chi Kuba's down on the inside there as well. So unfortunately for Selena Thompson and Chi Kuba at the same time on lap 55, coming out of free. Thompson there having a moment, and Kuba also. So I think if we may have avoided the Chi Kuba one, we probably wasn't going to avoid the Thompson one, unfortunately. Another one, what the hell? Okay then, well, I can't help that. James, you are family now. Oh, thank you, Mr. Spainhour Senior. I got a cup with the car on, I'm happy. It's fine. Spitz shouting merch, hell yeah. And then I'm coming in and go, BSC as merch, help support the league. Right. Well, there you go. BSC have got merch. Don't forget that as well. So you can get yourselves involved out of that one. Is it BSC? Give me them. That will be the stage break, right? So we won't go to have another caution. That's the stage break, Kenton, apparently, which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Definitely looks like the better spot to do that and let guys kind of get in and get new tires and let everyone get new stuff as they need it. But yeah, that was unfortunate way start to this. I mean, 5 cautions and not what we want to see when we still have over half the race to go. But
No, do you know what though, right? I enter into this every Tuesday now, right? And normally, obviously, I'm not so tired. I was up at 4, broadcast at 5 a.m. I did see Ria in there earlier on as well. Right? Now, I come into the Tuesday nights and I do my little MX5s I did earlier on, which, mind you, if you haven't watched it back, go and watch it. It's absolutely amazing, at Mid-Ohio. And then I come into this, right? Now, I always come into the BSC because I love the BSC, and I mean, it's a great league to be a part of, and obviously, you know, I've got my love for certain drivers. But I always sit back and think, right, is this the race we're going to go full green? And I do sit there optimistically thinking that now. This season, though, right, and I dread to think if I wrapped up the cautions or counted the cautions, how many we would be at already for this season seems to be considerably more than what I can remember from last season.
Well, I mean, you just got to take a look at, I mean, the first 2 races we had, what was it, 26 in the first 2 races, and then add the 18 from North Wilkesboro. And I think that is pretty close to the amount of cautions we had for a good chunk of last season. And I don't know if it's different tracks or what, but it's been a weird year on all of these. So I'm hoping we get a little less of this. We'll see.
Are the modifieds being broadcasted? No, actually. What, the BSC modifieds? I don't think so.
No, I think, the BSC modifieds, they're going to be starting up fairly shortly, I believe it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going to modifieds. Announced it, was that a few days ago?
Did I miss that or something? I swear.
It's down here.
I think the problem is I'm in 75 Discords here, and I don't generally try and read them all. No, that's not. Hold on, that's not right. I do read them all, but I generally have to try and remember what I need to do at certain points with certain Discords. All right, so you know, I'm trying here. I'm trying. They were kind of just announced on the 31st of August. Right, pace car's in. We're going to be up and running here on lap 60. That is the stage break. We've got currently 65 to go. We are 5 cautions deep, and I'm blaming them all since Seth Pegg joined in caution number 2. Now, Raider has got to jump down. Michael, Zach Lewis, Josh Keefe, Alex Witt, Andrew Williams here settling into 6th place at the moment. And Alex Witt is running around that high line, running around the outside of Keefe, running around the outside of Williams, and now settles himself into 4th place there as well. It looked like somebody's going down the order. There's looking like there was a bit of a slide from Williams there as well, and Norberg, but Andrew Williams did manage to hold on, and we did not manage to hold on to the fact that we are on caution number 6. That can't be it, surely. No, there must have been more than that.
Did Bruce will get a little trigger happy?
Hold up here, Mr. Armand Brusso. Did you just come out?
I think that's a Brusso one.
I think that's a Brusso moment here, because I can't actually see anybody apart from this incident with Andrew Williams getting a little bit squirrely there. But, you know, as I say, a caution is a caution. We've got to write it down. Not quite sure what it was for, but we'll write it down in general. Yeah, not long ago at all. No, dude, we going for a caution world record. Spitz, come on.
Not again.
Please don't.
But yeah, the modifieds, their first race is on the 31st at Stafford. For the BSC. I believe, the 31st is the Friday? I think? Thursday. The Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, not that I'm aware on the modified situation. Maybe it's just for a bit of fun there. Is this not the break? We had the stage break on the last one. So, we've already had the stage break on that one as well. Should we have a chat with a driver? Should we? Anyone?
Sure.
Who do you fancy having a chat to?
Let's bring in Chi. We haven't seen Chi in a while.
All right, is Rhea still in the... I'll tell you what, let's have a chat with Rhea, shall we? Because Rhea's been joining a lot of the JPB broadcasts lately. So, you know, it's only fair that we give her rights to have a chat on the broadcast. Rhea, welcome in. How are you?
Well, been better, been worse.
Yeah, you're out of the race, right? How's Chi and that getting on, and Selena? Are they both in high spirits at the moment?
I think everybody is a little frustrated with how many cautions are coming out. They're not, you know, down in the dumps, but some green racing would be nice.
Yeah,
I think for everybody on track.
I fully agree with that one. And for me and Kenton up here in the booth, is to see Kenton's got pot roast to eat, and I've got a bed to get to. But at the end of the day, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You predicted earlier on 15. Do we think we're going to hit the 15 mark?
I think that's a little high, but I think we're probably going to get pretty close. This is 6 right now. We still have over 60 laps, probably around like 11, 12.
Okay, and for your situation, not loving the cold tyres in the dark?
I just wasn't prepared. I've honestly never driven oval in the dark at all, so bringing the tires up to temp was a real struggle for me.
Right. Okay. Well,
Something people probably don't know, I've never really driven oval. This is pretty much it. I got out of rookies and never touched oval again.
oh, that's fair enough. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. You know, the BSC is open to everybody, regardless of license status. Trust me, if me and Kenton can ride in the All-Star race and I suck at driving, you know what I mean? They'll probably take anyone, Rhea, so don't worry too much there. I've got to be honest. Watkins Glen, know in a week's time, do you think you're going to do better there?
Yeah, I'm probably going to put a bit more practice in. I have somebody who's kind of coaching me, so I think we'll probably try and put in some more real-world practice where it's not just me alone on the track. Because part of the issue I'm having is I'm just getting impatient and going for things I shouldn't be and just going too early when I should just let the car come to me. So.
Well, hopefully we'll see how you get on. I'm going to pop you back in. We're just about to go green, hopefully, for the rest of the race. But optimism, fingers crossed. Rhea, take care, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Yep, you too.
Well, there you go. That was Rhea Subra there as well. Going to do better at Watkins. Never really touched ovals. You know what I mean? That would be a me. I've got to be honest, to be honest. Was he involved in the last caution, I think? Who was? I don't think there was anybody involved in the last caution, apart from Armand Brousseau pressing the button a little bit more too early on that one. Right, pace car is in once again. We are going to be up and running, hopefully, once more here for the end of caution number 6. 60 laps to go. Come on, let's get through this evening's race and it's up and running, and we are green once more. Dan Michael out in front, Alex Witt, Zach Lewis, Strada. A little bit worried. There was a lot of movements in the mid-pack there, Kenton, as well. 60 laps to go, Kenton. Come on, we've got this.
I agree. We're going to full send it all the way through, right to the end. Oh. We're not going to full send this right to the end.
Is he pressing the button here or what?
Wait, yeah, what?
Am I missing something? Like, oh,
It is.
there it is.
Yep, that'll...
Joshua Kuhn and Cody Kern. Caution number 7 on lap 66. Well, I do feel that we're somewhere heading in the wrong direction at the moment, as we heard from Rhea there as well. People getting frustrated at the amount of caution. You know, that's fully understandable. Right, Seth, what are you on about? Not this one, the stage break one. That's what we're missing. No, the stage break one was caution number 5 at lap 55. We took the stage break early due to the fact that obviously there was no point doing the stage break, getting going again on 61 and then stopping pretty much straight after for the stage break, Seth. So, yeah, so these are all everything we are seeing right now are all forced cautions. So we're 7 forced cautions deep here at the moment, Kenton, and we only went a lap, if that.
Yeah. Also, Spitz, I'm going to hold him to this, and I'm going to hold them to it. I'm fully expecting a situation of picks or it didn't happen.
Okay, can we just clarify raw ketchup? Now in my head, that's just tomatoes, right?
Yeah, I was debating if he means like he's just gonna have like a squeeze a thing of ketchup onto a spoon and eat that, or if he's just talking about eating tomatoes. Yeah. I'm not really sure which route he was going there. As it could be either one. That's.
Let us know, is it going to be a spoon of ketchup, or are you just going to eat tomatoes? I don't know. I don't know if raw ketchup being tomatoes counts, to be honest. Right, 7 cautions deep at the moment. Dan Michael, Alex Witt, Zach Lewis, Strada, Stotner, Keith, Jackowitz, Collicott, Carver Ross, Chi Kuba, and TJ Spainhour. Full-on ketchup bottle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Are we talking like the entire bottle, or are we talking just like a spoonful here? Because that's very different.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how we ended up here, to be fair.
I'm Canadian. We have ketchup chips, so this eating ketchup to me is like, okay.
Do you know I went to Spain the other month, I should say. I went to Spain, didn't I? Right, and I actually saw a red Spider-Man Burger King burger bun. It was a red bun for a Spider-Man promotion. Yeah. How much food dies in that one?
Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I feel about that either. But can you imagine?
Now all I can think about is back in the day, and this will say partially my age, and at least in Canada and North America, I don't know how it was in Europe, but we actually had colored ketchups. So you could get like green, purple, obviously the red, there was like blue, and you could actually have these colored ketchups. They tasted just like ketchup. They just add food coloring basically. But yeah, that was like an actual thing that happened.
No, we didn't have that.
And that's what that makes me think of. Like, oh, hey, red bun, here's some blue ketchup, you're good to go.
No, we didn't have that. Not gonna lie. No, that wasn't a thing. However, I didn't realise they were doing red buns until I walked into a Burger King in Barcelona, and there was a red bun, which was very interesting. I chose not to eat that. However, I did eat the potato wedges with bacon and cheese, and I must say, could eat a pot of that right about now. I'm not going to lie. Right. Caution number 7 is going to come to the end of this one. The green flag is out. Let's see how long for the green flag is out for. Once more, Dan Michael is going to lead the field away with Alex Witt. Dan's already gone. He's jumped. And we are away with Dan Michael, Alex Witt, Zach Lewis here, and Christian Strada. Lewis got a little bit loose. Dropped down to the infield. Stotner's just give Lewis a nudge. Can he hold on? He's coming back into the middle of the pack. Oh, Zach Lewis. Yeah, Mr. Stotner. That was a nice little gentle tap on his bottom.
To be fair, he did bump him square. It was squared. He didn't like go at a quarter panel or on a specific side. He hit him square, and he had not much of a choice because he had too much speed and couldn't really go up. So there's nowhere really for him to go but straight. So I'll give him that one.
All right, well.
As Collicott connects the wall.
Yeah, he takes the ball with Kuba running around the outside. TJ Spainhour also just about to try and get round. Andrew Williams has dropped all the way down into 11th at the moment. Dan Michael, Alex Witt. Dan out in front. Witt in second. Strada third. Keith Stotner in 5th here now. Collicott's lost a position to Kuba. Kuba's in the wall. Very deep in the wall there, Kenton, as well. That could have been a lot more worse than what she managed to come out with there, to be honest.
Yeah, I was actually kind of concerned when she bumped off and came directly off that it was going to be a concern of overcorrection, as we see TJ actually connect to the wall as well right behind her. Yeah, like I said, whoever has the most paint attached to the side of that right side of their car at the end of this is going to have your best shot of winning, because that wall has been scraping a lot of paint off.
Definitely. It's, if it was showed real life marks, it would pretty much look like a rainbow. Williams gets a little bit loose coming out of turn 2 and is now under threat from Spainhour. Where are you going to go, sir? Are you going to go down? Are you going to go up? Williams is parked in the middle of the 3 lanes. You can see it there as well. There was just nowhere for Spainhour to go on that one. Unfortunately for him, Kenton, he kind of got a run on Williams, and then basically Williams just kind of parked it in the middle, and there was just nowhere for him to go. He couldn't do anything about that, as Dan Michael was being chased down by Alex Witt at the moment.
Yeah, and that's one of those, the unfortunate things of how narrow this track is you can go to try and make a move, but if the car sits in the right spot and kind of plays a defensive role, there's nowhere you can go. And you kind of just have to sort of eat it a little bit and deal with that situation and hope you can make a move later.
Well, let's see what happens here. Further down, Jakowitz is having a nice little bust up with Joshua Keefe here. Hopefully these guys will be able to keep it. Jakowitz is going to go under the high-low side. Keefe's coming off the high line. He's just tapped the wall as well for his trouble. Joshua Keefe is going to keep his nose alongside Jakowitz. He's going to look for the run. Going into turn 1, he backed out. Probably the smart thing to do. He's gone down low now as well. What about Chi Kuba? Chi Kuba has got Collicott, Norberg, Williams. Malcolm's a further 1.8 back from there as well. Norberg gets very close there as well to the 91 of Devon Collicott. I thought that was going to be Collicott into the wall.
Yeah, although it does look like he lost a little bit of a step there off of Chi as he came out of the corner. But and then Williams came flying up right behind Norberg, and he's going to give him a little bump draft and see what that's able to do.
Well, apart from squeezing Collicott against the wall there, it didn't do a lot else there, as Norberg got a massive overspeed forward from Williams, and up he went. Spainhour was losing a little bit of time to Jordan Malcolm. He's got Cody Kern, Hunter Castle, and Anthony Radel. For companies, Zach Lewis and Selena Thompson were side by side at one point, but now Radel is running alongside the 15, which is Cody Sharp, who is a lap down. Kuba's getting overtaken on the high side by Norberg. Norberg's now looking as well. He's going to duck down into the inside. He's got a run coming out of that back stretch. Is he going to be able to get her on the entrance into 3? He does. Norberg is flying at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know what that little bump draft did, but apparently it opened up another gear for him because he just took off and hasn't been able to be slowed down at all since. Absolutely flying.
Matthew Norberg absolutely flying there. Andrew Williams is also going to get Kuba on the high side, but here comes Collicott. Oh, straight into the back of Williams there. There was just nowhere for Collicott to go. He got a barnstorming run out of 2 then, Kenton, and then basically just comes straight up to the back of Williams, like Williams was just standing still.
Yeah, that was it was either Williams had to slow up for Chi, or he just didn't have really anywhere to go and wasn't sure what to do, and Collicott just came flying in behind, gave him a solid little love tap in the rear bumper there. But thankfully everyone was able to keep their car pointed in the same direction and not have any issues that way.
Oh, Williams is going to run around the outside of Kuba. He does do that as well. Kuba drops down into 10th now. What about Collicott? Collicott's got a run on Chi as well. Collicott's going to look to the inside, coming into 1, settles in, thinks better of it. And now we're on lap 82 for Spitz. This ketchup bottle is looking further away for you, dear sir. But Dan Michael is very far away from the field at the moment. Joshua Kuhn has crashed and has jumped straight back to the pits. No yellow on that one. And we're trying to have a look and see what happened to Josh Kuhn here. No, oh, you are kidding.
Oh. Just couldn't make that corner. It's a tough pit entry because you're coming off that really tight turn 4. So you got to be very prepared. I mean, we've already seen Alex Witt almost introduce himself to those buckets, and unfortunately for Kuhn, he did find the buckets.
Yeah, is there a moment when you see a big yellow water barrel headed towards you that you might want to go a little bit to the right?
Yes, but then the issue is if you throttle it up to avoid that, or if you swerve too hard, especially down on the apron where there's not a lot of rubber, you're gonna run the risk of spinning out and kicking straight up the track and possibly causing a whole other cavalcade of incidents. So you're just trying to heavy lean on that left turn, and unfortunately it looked like he just did not quite make that turn.
No, without a shadow of a doubt, he didn't make that turn. There as well, stint lengths you can see on your screen. We're 27 laps into the stint for Witt and Michael, Strada, Stottner, Jakowitz, Ross and Keith. Chi Kuba has just had a moment there as well, and unfortunately for Chi, that was a little bit late. I'm just wondering if Chi had her own little thing there. Did Chi get stuck? I can't quite get onto where I want to get onto. Is it? Can I find it here for Chi Kuba and find out? No, it's a little bit before that. Let's see if we can find what happened to Chi Kuba, and was that on her own, or did Devon Collicott have something to do with this? As ooh. Got a little bit of a wiggle there, didn't she, Kenton? And then all of a sudden, it did she just come down into the low side herself?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, me neither. It's a bit of a weird one. Why?
Unless it happened here?
Devon Collicott's looking menacing in the back. I'm wondering if there may have been... Oh... He's coming off that corner now.
Oh,
bump draft.
Little bump there.
Yeah, into the corner.
But she seemed to have no issues with it. She goes up right as he was coming on the outside, so he got a little bit of a run. She unfortunately tried to go up, and everything combined at once to be not so fun.
So that's what happened to Chi Kuba there, unfortunately. We can see Alex Witt getting a run over down Michael. And Witt's going to be looking up that inside run lane. He's got Strada, of course, sitting right behind him as well. This could be a three-man sprint to them, to the line. And TJ is now sitting in 10th place at the moment. Here for Mr. Spain. Now Witt squeezing Michael. Yeah. That could have ended worse.
Definitely could have. We got fairly lucky, but I'm glad it didn't go the way we expected it to there for a second.
Yeah, Alex Witt being squeezed against the wall there, Kenton, like an orange in a juicer, unfortunately, for Alex Witt. For Dan Michael, he didn't really have anywhere to go. Cody Kern is finding himself behind TJ at the moment as well. Cody in 11th, TJ in 10th. And let's see if TJ can hold on now in that 86. Oh, he does just about there as well. We've made it to lap 91. Cannon, we are 30, we're nearly 30 laps away from having a 30-lap run here.
Yeah, and sorry, I just saw Chi mentioning she kept getting hit, and she was turning left, got run over, just decided to pull out.
Yeah.
Or pull over, so.
We
unfortunate.
We got to disagree with that. Now, you know me, I do love free speaking my mind, and I do end up in a steward's room every now and then to explain my actions and my conversations. The problem is you guys were fixed together. It was a little bit hard. You come up as Collicott was running around the outside. You went across Collicott, and at that moment in time, there was just really nowhere for you to go or him to go. And the only place he could go was into you, Chi. So I know from your angle it looks a little bit unfair, but he just didn't really have anywhere to go for Devon Collicott. You kind of come up as he was on the outside, you flicked in front of him, nose to run the wall, and Collicott didn't really have anywhere to go, did he? Really, I can't sit there and blame Collicott for that incident. I think it was a racing incident as Cheek come up and Collicott was alongside. But yeah, I do get where you're going, but unfortunately for Devon Collicott, there was just nowhere to go for him, Kenton, was there?
Not massively right there. But yeah, I mean, she got bumped a few times on the way into that corner, but the end result was kind of a racing incident for sure.
Yeah. So there you go. So I do apologise if you feel I've upset you by going against what you said, but we have looked at it there as well. Well, there's my race over, Selena Thompson. What has happened to you? I can't see. You entered into the pit lane and you haven't done anything. 40 minutes of required repairs.
Did you blow it? Did you blow an engine? Did an engine pop?
I can't actually see you doing anything. So, yeah, what actually happened? There's got to be a blown engine going down the pit lane, right?
Has to be.
For
40 minutes of required, it had to have been.
Okay, so we're going. Oh! Another one who didn't make it in to the pit lane for Thompson there. So there we go, on lap 90, Selena Thompson hitting the water barrels, unfortunately. So there you go. No, I'm not upset with you. I'm just tired of having my space not being respected on track. It's a little bit hard in NASCAR. And not the barrels, yes it was, Peg. It's a little bit hard in NASCAR because bump drafting is kind of part of it, isn't it, right? And we know that bump drafting plays a lot, so it's tough. I've also just had a notification that Dan Michael missed the pit lane entry and could possibly be out of fuel here. And I've got a funny feeling he may well be. He's kind of chugging up to his pit box. He needs to get this in there. He just makes that as well, Kenton. Dan Michael missing the pit lane entry. Not the first, I'm sure, and probably won't be the last.
No, it's seeming like those barrels are just jumping out to get everybody right now.
Yeah.
That pin entry, like we said, it's a little sketchy of a jump in as it comes off a very tight fourth corner. So you slightly miss it and it can, as we've seen, do a wee bit of damage to your car.
Definitely can.
Just a little bit though.
I'd like to point out one thing right about now. Jordan Malcolm's out in front and he's up 17 places with Anthony
Was he trying to pit and missed it too?
No, he just went down the straight and nearly put it into the wall on the left-hand side. Yeah, Jordan Malcolm getting a big old slide coming out of, I think it was out of turn 3, and then unfortunately nearly put himself into the wall on the left-hand side there. But at the moment, Malcolm is out in front. It looks like Nicholas Stockner has had his own little moment as well. He needs to get over. He's beached in the middle of the circuit. But Nick Stockner, Jackowitz is battling it out here, and he's got Strada for company. Matthew Norberg has got Andrew Williams there. TJ Spainhour somehow ended up down in 16th, but he has looking like he pitted on lap 96. So everybody that hasn't in front of that there as well. So, yeah, it's a very, very interesting races. We've got 25 to go, Kenton.
I have to think Malcolm has to come in soon. He's already on 40 laps since he pit last. I think he was at 67 that he last came in. Oh, and he's in now. So yeah, look at me calling it. Knew it.
Smashed
That's
it.
why we're up here, because we know things.
Yeah. Kenton there getting things right as well. I can't say anything about NASCAR bumping because I do more Rally X, but there should be at least a bit of respect on track. Right, Hezzy, I completely get what you're saying, right? But unfortunately, NASCAR is bump drafting, it's sidewalling, it's side drafting. There's so much more involved, and physically I can't see Collicott doing anything wrong. Now, obviously, I'm not a steward. I am just a the commentator that gets myself in trouble because my opinions do somehow get aired, and then I end up finding that I should really think before I speak at times. But rubbing is racing, and NASCAR is about that. It's about bump drafting down the straight. As long as he didn't bump going into a corner, and we've looked back over the last few laps, and he didn't bump going into the corner. It was down the straight. And unfortunately, Chi did come up on to the front of Collicott. So I get why the grievances is there, and I physically understand that, and I completely, can get the respect and space and everything else. But if you're looking at the likes of Devon Collicott here as well, you've got Dan Michael in front of him. Now, Dan Michael is a great quality driver, but just watch from Collicott's point of view on how close he will end up getting to Dan Michael. And as I say, I get what you're saying, and I can understand the grievances, but in NASCAR, rubbing is racing, Kenton, and that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Although, what is Collicott doing?
He's going into the pits.
Oh, is he pitting? Oh, okay. I was like, he just pulled off as soon as we say this. I was like, wait, what's going on? Thought he popped an engine or something too.
No,
I've done that one.
Yeah, I've done that as well, going into a pits, and I've not managed to get the car stopped, and I forgot that these cars don't like engine braking, and then it all went bang. So there we go. But Norberg and Williams here battling it out for the 4th spot. 20 to go here at Darlington. We have so far made it quite a few laps, nearly 40 laps here under green flag racing. So Calvin Ross and Dan Michael, there's a little bit of rubbing there as well. Ross went under the line. He did manage to keep it up though, and keeps going here once more, Kenton. So it's been an interesting race for some, not so much for others. There's the rubbing, there's the bumping there as well from Calvin Ross on Dan Michael. So it's part of NASCAR, isn't it, Kenton, in general? Help me out here. I feel like I'm hanging myself out to dry.
No, you are correct. I mean, bump drafting and stuff like that. I think there was one that I did see late in the clip, or it was really early. I can't remember which one, where Collicott gave her Chi a little bit of a bump going into the corner. So I understand that one. That one was he didn't have to there, but yeah, like for a bunch of them, or a bunch of the bump drafting and stuff like that, you are trying to do it on a straightaway, and that's just going to happen. Door slams. I mean, I got door slammed today a couple of times on Daytona, and that's a track you're not braking, so you don't stop. Although I think Calvin did the wrong kind of rubbing, as he was rubbing up against the wall a couple of times there, which you don't want to do. You kind of want to avoid that if you can, because that's just never going to go well. No,
definitely not there as well. Understood, says Hezzy. That's fine. I get where you're going, and I understand the love for Chi and all that, and I respect Chi completely 100%. Absolutely love a livery, but you got to look at the scenario and the situation. And now you can see why I end up in the steward's room sometimes here as well. But there you go, 17 to go, and at the moment Alex Witt out in front with Strada's nearly 7 seconds back. So unless Witt has a complete and utter disaster here, Kenton, I think this could be Alex Witt's race.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good shot, barring things going very sideways very quickly. But it's an Alex Witt race. It's as Brusso had mentioned, it's one of his favorite tracks, and he's shown it today. He even had an incident where he was facing the wrong direction and smacked around a couple of times, and somehow is back up in first place.
I fully understand. Nicholas Stockner is Jordan Malcolm for company. So Stockner there with the Australian of Jordan Malcolm. Stockner's not been involved as much, if at all, actually. I don't think I've written his name down at all. I haven't, which compared to last week, it was down every other block, pretty much. So Stockner's had a good race. Jordan Malcolm's always been the king of saving fuel, saving tyres, doing all that other fancy jazz that comes with NASCAR here. He did find himself in the lead. He went into the pits on 101. He's now about, currently, what is it, about 25 seconds off the leader. Nearly getting lapped, actually, because the leader is going over the line now. So Jordan Malcolm, not probably the best race that he thinks he probably wanted, should we say.
Yeah, I know he did get involved in a couple of incidents early on, and I think that kind of shoved him back, and it's not the easiest of tracks to pass either. You're constantly dealing with changing conditions the whole way, and the corners are obviously a nightmare. So finishing and qualifying higher up is going to have you a better option of being able to finish higher up. But yeah, it's probably not his favorite race, but we have many more to go.
Yes, we do. Next week at Watkins Glen there as well. NASCAR's on a road circuit. No.
Your favorite.
No. They're not. I prefer these.
Well, actually, playoffs are coming up very quickly here. I just realized, like, Watkins Glen with Chicago and then Kansas, and then it's playoffs.
Playoffs time, yep. So we'll see fancy coloured names on the timing tower on the left-hand side after the next 3 rounds, telling us who's in the playoffs and who needs to get into the playoffs. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Alex Witt gap at the moment, Christian Strada's down to about 5.29. Last time 29.6 for Witt, 29.3 for Strada. So he's making inroads, but whether or not he's going to get him over the next 10 here, this is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire a little bit, but yeah, 5 seconds over 10 laps, that'll be a tough attempt to do.
Yeah, I'm just...
It's not close. It's going to be hard. I'm trying to watch it, and it's like, he's not really gaining much, and yeah, I don't think he'll be able to. Seth Pegg might become my new favorite driver if he does the livery he's talking about doing. That would be fantastic. But yeah, Strider having a little bit of trouble trying to reel in Witt, as I think Witt's more or less just gone to not necessarily cruise control, but a little bit of cruise control.
Yeah, the only upside, as I've just been informed here as well, is at least with a road course, we'll only have 1 yellow.
Yes.
Which, there we go. And I might do a JPB Loves NASCAR road limit. No. I don't. Don't. It's not. It's all right for you. You're not the one who's getting, you're not the one who gets their face on a car or a JPB Loves road livery. No. Terry Spainhour.
But I'm also not the one that got a cup.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you didn't
balances out.
Yeah, you didn't get a cup and a magnet. I've got to be honest. But that was in the Kelly Services livery, and since I've got that, Mr. Spainhour's not been in the Kelly Services livery. So you know what I mean. Yeah, I did as well. But come on, TJ Senior, where are you? Support me here. NASCAR's on road. They don't belong. 7 to go here as well. I'm trying to drum up support, but at the moment I'm not really getting any. So there we go. 7 to go here as well. And let's see.
I just like his next ad too. Oh, you're gonna love that part too.
Oh, I'll add won't respect blue flags. Oh, me and you, Seth. Me and you are going to have an interesting conversation. I tell you what, if that takes shape on there. And I can see Selena there as well. You should make me one. I'll run it for you next week. No, stop it.
It's spreading.
Yes, very much so here as well. So, yeah, come on, guys. Play nice, will you? Because that's the last thing I want to see here as well. I think next week, if I'm not mistaken, the name of next week is Mostly Right-Hand Turns, sponsored by James's Blue Flag Rants next week. So there you go. So that's something to look forward to as well. So yeah. So it could be a horrible mess next week. 4 to go here at Darlington. So Andrew Williams, Matthew Norberg, battling away for the 4th and 5th. TJ's just about to go a lap down on Andrew Williams here as well, Ken. And Alex Witt, 4.6 seconds. I don't think he's going to be caught over the next 4 laps.
Yeah, 4 laps to close almost 5 seconds. It's a tall ask, unless, again, Witt somehow pops a tire or something like that. I got a pretty solid feeling he's gonna come away with this one, and Strada getting a solid second. He's got about a almost 6-second gap to him from him to Noel Jakowitz, but I'm pretty certain on those ones. I think it's going to be our top 3.
I think so as well. Go James, says Lydia. I'm trying, Lydia. And Mr. Spain Senior says, no, sir, they do not. See, NASCAR's on road. Don't do it. I'm going to pull CFG next week. Let me tell you that. I'll tell you what, knowing my luck, you'll make a livery and then I'll have 24 cars with all the same livery on there, all saying the same thing. James don't like road courses and whatever else. You know what I mean? It's going to be a nightmare. I won't be able to tell anyone apart here, but I've got a funny feeling there might be one livery that might be a little bit different to all the others. I say no more. White flag now for Alex Witt. He nearly got bumped into by Stockner as he's going around turn 1. This is the final parts of the Darlington hole in the wall. Oh, he's in the wall! What?
What? Oh no, it's
Strada, caution! Where is it?
It's yellow. It's white flag. There is no caution.
What? Strada's got Jakowitz has got it.
Jakowitz and then Williams and Nordberg.
What? How? Oh, he got in here with Stockner. The final lap.
Okay. What happened though? Who is this on?
Stockner
almost makes contact. Stockner stays high. Stockner's high. Okay.
Witt gets loose.
And it goes down to the corner. He gets.
Whoa.
It wasn't Stockner. No, it was 30. The 32 bumps Stockner's rear quarter panel and sends him into Alex Witt. Watch the 32.
Who is the 32?
That's Hunter Carlson. But watch. Right there.
Him.
He hits him, bumps him down, he clips Alex Witt, and that's what sets this whole thing off. So that actually is not on Stockner.
Strada.
And then Strada just full sends into it, and not really much he could do there. So yeah, that is not on. That's not on
Stockton.
Stockner on that one. That was definitely a that Hunter gave Stockner a bump, and that sent Stockner right into the back. And man, well, we said unless something crazy happened, and something crazy happened.
On lap 125, Alex Witt, I can imagine, is going to be spitting absolute bubbles. Will be bubbles. And lots
as a total side note, that first set of donuts by Jakowitz here, these are some good donuts. Best donuts we've seen all day here.
Hey, I had some good donuts earlier on, but they were purely different types of donuts. Right, let's bring you up the final results. No, Jakowitz is the winner. Andrew Williams in second, Norberg third, Strada fourth, Michael fifth, Ross sixth, Kern seventh, Malcolm 8th, Zach Lewis 9th, Alex Witt down in 10th, leading with 1 turn to go. Nicholas Stockner in 11th, TJ Spainow 12th, Radel, Hunter Carson. Don't expect a Christmas card. Joshua Keefe in 15th, Collicott 16th, Cody Sharp 17th, Selena Thompson down in 18th. Chikuba, Joshua Kern, Rob Sizemore, Ria Subra, and Andrew Almquist there as well. Well, let's start off having a chat with the third place man here this evening. One, Mr. Matthew Norbert. Matthew, welcome into the booth. How are you?
Good. A little tired after that last green flag run at the end there, but pretty happy with third.
Hey, I'd like to point out we made a green flag run that was longer than 15 laps, all right? So please don't, be happy for us.
Yo, absolutely. I'm glad we got that run, and it was a ton of fun. And unfortunately, I think just the way the pits played out at that stage caution, it put me further back in the pack, and I was thinking, maybe more fuel would be better here, just so that you can pit later on. Maybe the rest of the field was pitting around lap 90, 293. I had 2 or 3 extra laps, hoping to do what the 5 car did at the stage caution or right before it, where he was able to put a lot of the field lap down, but didn't turn out that way, but still happy with how it turned out in the end.
Yeah, did you think lucked into third place? I don't know if you've watched the incident with Alex Witt as of yet, but yeah, you would have been in fourth if Witt had gone on and won the race with Strada behind him, or fifth even.
Yeah, I think it would have been fifth. I'm seeing replays of the incident now. It just looks like the 32, I think, got into the quarter panel of the 5, and it sucks for Witt because, obviously the car being lapped has the right to kind of race for position. He doesn't have to do anything because he's not 1 lap down yet, but nothing, unfortunate incident, especially for Witt. I don't think he could have done anything there.
Definitely not. But Matthew, thanks so much for joining us in the booth there, sir. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, just shout out to you guys for putting on a fun series. I enjoy racing here Tuesday nights. Shout out to OWR and my teammates Nick Stockner, Andrew Williams. Ton of fun tonight trying to play the strategy. It was maybe not the right strategy in the end for my race, but it turned out pretty well in the end.
Awesome stuff. Well, Matthew, thank you so much for joining us there, bud, and we look forward to having a catch up with you as the season goes on. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right, let's have a chat with Andrew Williams, who got second place after Alex Witt's incident with Christian Strada, with Hunter Carlson, and also Nick Stockner. Andrew, welcome in, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Didn't expect to make it here tonight.
What, to the race or second place?
Oh, second place. We were running fifth for that whole last run and just inherited a podium.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's a tough one, right? Because normally I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, but at the end of the day, you did something that obviously other people throughout the race didn't get to manage to do, and that's finish the race. And first to even get points, you've got to finish, and you would have finished fifth. Yes, fortunate, lucked into second, but still you had to complete the race, and you did more than what others did.
Yeah. We just we kept it clean all night. I got the stage win points and just made a bad call on strategy, which put me at the back. But I guess I'm fortunate for that, because if I didn't put myself in the back, I would have been right with Witt there at the end, and probably wouldn't have finished in the podium. Would have got caught in that. So it all worked out.
Yeah, it did, but you've come through, you've taken second place. Now listen, we go on to Watkins Glen next week, right? I'm not a lover of NASCARs on road circuits. I think that's fairly definitive across people. How do you feel about taking your your car onto a road circuit at Watkins Glen?
I am not confident in my abilities there. I'm pretty quick on the ovals. I like to think I'm pretty competitive there, but on the road course, it's going to be a whole different beast, and you're going to see a pretty different order up front. I'm just hoping to get out of there with a few points. I'm still below the playoff cut line after tonight, so I need to just have a few quiet weekends and bring in some good points, and not expecting to be talking to you next week at Glen.
Well, Andrew, come on, positive thinking, dear sir. Positive thinking.
Oh, of course. Yep.
Come on, we got to give out the good vibes. We get good vibes back. But for you, well done on your second place there, sir. And look forward to catching up with you soon.
Yep.
Oh, anyone you want to shout out, Andrew, before I let you go? Sorry, dude.
Oh, we were missing something.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I want to thank Orange Oil Racing for coming and running this league with me every week. We had decent race cars and finished all right. So yeah, just want to thank those guys for racing with me here every week.
Awesome stuff. Well, there you go. I know we get there in the end. Andrew, take care, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
Right, let's have... I tell you what, I'm going to leave the race winner till later because I'm going to have a conversation with the man who got caught up, should we say, in the Alex Witt incident. I'm just going to have a look back at it now. Christian Strada, how are you, sir?
I don't really know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Right now,
I was feeling great with second.
Yeah,
I was even more ecstatic when I was going to win. And then I'm happy with fourth, but at the same time, I don't know how to feel about it when I could have finished first or second.
Yeah, I'm watching it back from your cockpit, right? Purely because I'm a masochist and I like to see what actually happened in the car here.
Yeah.
You know, the race in general was tough, right? The good thing was after lap 66, we ran green, which was great because we didn't think we were going to get there considering we were 7 cautions deep anyway.
Yeah, it ended up being an awesome race at the end.
Yeah, it's a shame, you know, we couldn't have done that in the first half. But, you know, coming into the last lap, Kenton already called it. He'd already said it was Witt, you, and who was the third one, Kenton?
Noel. Yeah, Noel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
He was there.
So it was already, he called it. It was Witt, you, and Jakowicz. And then I see a very barnstorming Christian Strada coming into an incident who finds a 32 car right in front of us, spinning across track, and then it all goes wrong.
Yes. So my plan was, I started to see it happening, and I saw the 32 come up the track.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to go to the bottom. I was like, there's plenty of apron down there. And I just didn't expect the 21 car to check up as much as he did. And then as soon as he did, I was like, oh, I really got to get on the brakes here, or I'm going to run him over. And I just made the wrong decision. I probably still should have went low.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not you had the run room to go low. I think, overall, for you, it's a different scenario as you've come round to the scene of the incident, haven't you? You've come round. 21 has checked up there as well. You probably should have gone low at about now, and then unfortunately, it all went wrong. Are you upset, or are you still like fourth? Okay, I'm still there.
I'm definitely happy with fourth. It's a good finish. It's a tough track. It's a good finish. But I definitely felt that I was a top 1 or 2 car tonight. I thought that I could, pace-wise, I thought I could hang there and do it. And the race was falling perfectly how I wanted it to until Alex took 2 tires, which kind of caught me off guard. But everything was falling how I wanted it. I like to race the race slow. It's just kind of how I like to do it. I like to... If I'm running in third, as long as the leaders are in sight and right there, then make the moves at the end. And that was the perfect race for that. And I felt like I had a little bit more in the tank than what I was showing on track for a while there. And so I thought that it could have been better.
Well, the leaders were definitely in sight. Unfortunately, you joined one of them in the wall. But
yes,
look, at the end of the day, got to the end, 4th place. Well done. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
We'll give a shout out to TJ, of course. He's going to be racing some modifieds and such, and that should be a lot of fun. So, big shout out to TJ putting that together and getting ready for it.
Awesome stuff. Well, Christian, thank you very much, there, bud, and look forward to catching up with you soon.
Yeah, I'll hopefully see you next week, James.
Yeah, man. Take care.
You too.
Right, let's have a conversation with the man who not only did he weave his way so expertly through a 4-car collision that was going across the track. He was in third. He then went and took the win at a 7 caution deep Darlington here for 125 laps. He took it right at the end. Mr. Noel Jakowicz. Noel, welcome in, sir. How are you?
That was certainly a finish. I didn't even know where we finished until I came to turn 2 after the checkered. So that was interesting, to say the least.
Did your spotter not say, congratulations, well done, you won?
He did. He got there, but there were people talking about what was happening, and I didn't think anything of it. I just figured, okay, well, I thought it was just possibly Alex. I had no idea that Strader was in it too. And crew chief pipes up, and I was like, hold on a second. And then you see the one and the relative, and it's like, oh damn, they were both in that. I had no idea.
Yeah. It's a tough one because of the incident itself was, harsh. It was,
I mean, you don't want to win like that either. That was definitely Alex's race to lose. He put on a show for the whole thing. Strader and I always battling it out every week. He's leapfrogged me in terms of his pace lately, and so I'm kind of playing catch up with him, and it's always fun. So I want to beat him on pace, not just an incident. A win is a win. They will take the points, but it's more fun when you're battling it out.
Yeah, is it a feel-good win, do you think? Do you think you can sit back and say, do you know what? I in a way, I deserve it because I kept the car on track. I would have finished in third. I've taken the victory because obviously the incident that happened. Can you go away and think, do you know what? I am actually going to celebrate that. I am actually going to say, pat myself on the back for that because I kept it on track at a very difficult circuit like Darlington.
Yeah, we knew today was going to be pretty tough too. We actually adjusted the time of day for the race. The track temps were out of control. It was wild. I think everyone, as far as I've talked to so far, enjoyed the update for the night. It wasn't as punishing, but at the same time, you still really had to keep the car clean. I mean, sure, it's easy to say anywhere you go, but particularly here, it's wild. I would have been ecstatic with a third, honestly. The strategy played out great. Kept the car clean, brushed the wall every now and then, but that was the ideal race. So to come out with a better finish, I'll take it. But, still would have rather gotten it on pace. We're working on it, but we'll take the points.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, well done. Congratulations on your victory. I know it doesn't feel good now, but you can wake up in the morning and be proud of yourself there, fella, as well. So well done to you. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Hey, Breakfast Club got wrecked out, but we still finish on top. Finally, I got a win this season. That's good. It's been a long time. Been fighting on pace, but we'll take the win. Still improving. Next week, got a road course. I know you're a big fan of the stock cars on the road courses. I like them. I do. Maybe I'm in the minority. I don't know. I think they're something different at least. But hey, that's me.
No, I do agree with you. They are something different. I think maybe I might be the minority. The fact that my opinions are somewhat aired on YouTube and NASCAR's on road circuits. It's like eating Marmite and jelly. It just doesn't go together. No, you're a superstar. Well done. Thank you so much for joining us, bud. And maybe we'll have a catch up next week.
Yes, sir.
Take care,
see you guys
man.
Then. Take care.
Bye. Well, Kenton, that was an ending.
Yep.
That was an ending.
Yeah. That definitely was one way to end a race. Not the way I expected it to end. Not the winners we expected, and not the order we expected. But hey, we got to the end, and actually some clean racing till the end too.
I am Alex Witt was. He's been a star all day, right? We are looking at it again here. You can see Witt on the inside in the Bojangles yellow, Stottner in the 5 and the 32 of Carlson, right? Witt definitely deserved to take this win, okay? He definitely deserved to take it. Now, Hunter's in YouTube chat, definitely not intentional by me. 32 thought I had my line through there. Look, I'm never saying it's intentional. Right, unless I physically see things that are intentional, and we know we've been there before with this. Witt has got to be going away from this screaming, right? Because he should have had it, and this one little move by Carlson, contact on Stottner to take out the leader. I had no words really.
Yeah, it was.
It's there, right there.
I don't know. Yeah. Just that little bump causes Stottner to twist, which causes Alex Witt, and then there's a wall, and then Hunter Carlson ends up going down, and he hits a wall, which sends him in the air and then ricochets him back up the track. And unfortunately for Strada, now suddenly he has nowhere to go. And
Look,
yeah,
Strada's there. Look, he's coming.
Yeah, you can see Strada, and then
wait, he's in the rear view. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Hunter, and I fully understand that. You know what I mean? And I get it.
Things happen.
These things happen. Yeah, you know, you can't feel great about what happened because at the end of the day, it does happen there as well. What an ending. Can't wait for the Glen now. See you guys next week. See you later, Seth. You take care. Look forward to the livery that you're going to share around the whole entire league by the sounds of it. Right. Final words from you then, Kenton, before we wrap this up.
I'm going to steal what Peggle said here. Seth Pegg said, what an ending. That was very out of left field, and I mean, it made it a little more interesting to end, but hopefully the Glen has a few less issues.
Well, we're only going to see one yellow, so I'm happy with that. Right, guys, thank you so much to everybody as well. I literally saw YouTube chat go crazy when that incident happened, and there was a lot of, oh my, oh no, no way, what, no out, oh no. There was a lot of that. So much love to all of you that has jumped in. It's been absolutely incredible night for us up here in the booth and YouTube interaction as well. So there we go. Much appreciated. It's great to have you all in for the BSC here as well. Join us next week for the Glen, but there is still more racing coming up on the JBB channel now as well. We've got no GT4s returning tomorrow on Wednesday, so we do jump over to Thursday for the Radical Race Series and the Evolution Sim Racing. So if you want to come along and watch some great racing, it will be on Thursday evening. I think for the first time in a very long time on the JBB channel, we've actually got nothing on Wednesday. But for now, guys, from myself up here in the booth, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak for this very eventful ending race here. But for now, as always, you all take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.